there now. Welcome back to the last episode of the Sporty Bobber build. I am finishing off the last few bits we got to do. I'm going to be working on the seat to start right away. Put the fluids in, put the belt cover on, finish the wiring on the rear brake light and signals, and like a couple other little things. So let's just jump right into it, finish these last few parts off, and then we'll do a little walk around the bike and hopefully fire it up. A snag. Did some research, I'll show you. Pretty straightforward, just a disconnect for the fuel. Pops in there. However, they do have O-rings in here, and there's a spring below it. That O-ring is deteriorated, and there's also an O-ring up here where you can see it's letting the fuel out. That's also deteriorated. So when I clicked this in and I turned the fuel pump on, when the ignition was on, you couldn't see, but it was spilling fuel all over the place. So I thought I could change the fuel O-ring with one of these, but they're not the right size. So I'm gonna have to pull the fuel out of the tank, remove the tank, switch these. So that's the next thing that I'm gonna have to do. Okay, we're back in the garage this morning. We had that O-ring issue here, so we were able to find one from Triton to pop it in. So I got my dad here. He's giving me a hand. We're hoping to fire this bike here. So we went to Triton, popped an O-ring in there. It's for fuel, so it won't deteriorate. Okay, so we found where the leak's coming from. This is the check valve that goes in the quick connect for the fuel. And once we remove the O-rings in the check valve, this is what I found. So it was completely hard, deteriorated, and broken. And that's what was causing the leak. So we needed to make sure we have the right O-ring and one that's obviously good for fuel. As you can see, that's the proper one here. So we're gonna pop this back in, put the check valve back in. We've replaced all of them now. And there's the check valve.
See, that spring goes right in there.
Yeah, so this should be it. Harley wanted $120 for one of the lines, and we did it for about, what, $1?
Yeah.
So okay, let's get this put back together. First start, man. It's smoking.
Well, it's gonna be the fucking all the shit on the headers and just all the oils and stuff like that. And the pipes are gonna cure too, right?
Okay, so it fired up. I haven't flashed it yet, so I gotta still flash it. So it's running pretty rich. It's kind of running pretty shitty. So I'm just downloaded the DynoJet app. I've got it plugged in here. So I'm just gonna flash this ECU, get that all sorted out, and then hopefully we can get this thing running and idling. Well, that was pretty cool. My dad happened to be in town this weekend, and he got to do the honors of firing the bike, which was that was a pretty cool moment for me. He doesn't live around me, so I don't get to work in the shop with him that often, so that was pretty special. Lots of cleanup to do. I got to finish the seat. Sorry, not lots of cleanup, like a few things to do. Okay, this is the PV4. You can come in a little bit, kiddo. Charlie's filming me. I went to Moto Fuel and they designed the flash tune. So there we go. We are tuning the ECU based on the new update of the 1200. So we're just gonna wait, and here we go. Char, can you see that?
Yeah.
What does that say? It says, flash completed. Please turn key off for at least 10 seconds to reset your ECU. All right. There we go. Thank you.
You're welcome.
All right. Let's see if this made a difference. This is definitely not like me, but I am going through all of my wiring from my previous builds, trying to find clips because I'm using the original harness for the Sporty, but we are adding the brake light, running lights, signal lights, and they all came built in with one of these. So you basically connect the main harness in, and then it's plug and play for your signals and everything. And that was all at the back of the bike, which is now no longer going to work. So I've got my wiring labeled and figured out. I know what goes where. It's just a matter of running the wires back to the seat. And I also want to make sure that we can disconnect it so the fender can get removed without having to cut any wires. So I have ripped apart the original fender. I've grabbed some sleeving that it was ran in, and we're going to epoxy this sleeving on the inside of the fender so we can run the new wires up into under the seat. So I'm going to do that. you guys some. So if you grab the original harness, the wiring from it, the idea behind it is to reuse the actual wires that it went with originally, because when you run it back, this is my theory anyway, when you run it back to under the seat, when we disconnect everything, because now it's going to be disconnected as brake light separate from signals, I've used the original wire. So this is red with yellow, that's your brake light. This is your brake sensor, orange with yellow, and then I'm gonna run my grounds back, and then once I do that, when I get it put back here, we're gonna be able to still use the manual with the wiring diagram, and you'll still know what goes where. Okay. Keep it straight. Yeah. Oh, that's comfortable.
Yeah.
Oh, I remember these, the oil caps.
Oh, they hit your.
Hits them and they pop open. That's funny.
I won't come too close.
Okay guys, that's it for this episode. This is the last one, but I'm gonna take it for a ride right now. So the last final episode is gonna be a walk around the bike, and we're gonna take it for a ride, see how it runs. So I wanna thank everybody for tuning in, for watching this build series. I have the next project on the lift. I'll go over that soon. I also have a 2002 Harley Davidson Softail coming in. A friend of mine is going to be building as well, so we're going to have 2 builds this winter. And I'll do a time-lapse video of this as well, so you guys will be able to check that out. I want to thank Premium Bike Lifts again for supplying the lifts for the shop, and I'm excited to keep this going. So if any of you guys are interested in custom paint or a bike build or anything like that, or want to do some customization to your bikes, make sure you guys email me. My info's in the description, and I'll catch you guys on the next one.